Hello guys, let's see this problem in HackerRank called box sets in C++ obviously. So actually this problem might be a bit difficult because it is unclear that what are you supposed to do in this problem. They are just explaining some theory to us and we have to write some code about it, just define some constructors, parameterize constructors, and so on. And actually, the thing is they haven't even given us the input format. But actually, it's okay if they haven't given that to us because they have commented out these things, and we have to just follow these comments and solve it. So I'll just increase this thing for first. Okay, so first of all, I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this thing from here and paste it over here on C line or whatever ideally you prefer, whatever you want. So first of all, let us see what we are supposed to do, and we just have to erase these comments and write the code over here. That's all. But still, let us try and understand the code firstly. So this check whatever this function is, we don't have to worry about it. First of all, main method, but main method is directed to this check method or function actually in C++, not Java. So check function, then it has an integer and whatever it is, then it is so see box. It means that we'll have to create a class of type box and then name box. Then they're creating an object about it. Whatever they are doing. So see, if I'm not wrong, they are using overloading over here. So operator overloading actually. So we have to overload this operator, and then afterwards less than operator as well. I think I'll have to see that. So okay, so let us try and solve this code firstly according to the instruction given to us. So first of all, we need to create a class box as they have told us. So okay, class box, and after that, what is supposed to be inside of this class? So L and B and H. Okay, these are supposed to be there as the variables. So if I'm not wrong, we are having get length, get and get height. So it means that LBH should be private, and after that we'll make a public method called these things so that we can basically get access to LB and H. So I'll just write access modifier as private, then int L equals to 0. Now we'll just go to the public access modifier. So public, and afterwards what are we supposed to do? Okay, this class should go in following functions. First of all, constructors. So the default constructor firstly. So box is going to be the default constructor, and it's okay if you don't write anything inside of this thing because they have told us to initialize it to 0, but we have actually did this before over here, so don't have to worry about that. So after this constructor we have to implement a parameterized constructor. So for that, box int let us call it length or whatever you want. I think length is preferable. These are the parameters that we're going to pass, and after that we just simply have to set it to LB and H. So yeah, so instead of this simply we'll write L equals to length and then the same thing. So fine. So we did this thing, now we have to implement this type of constructor. So if you guys are not familiar with this is actually known as a copy constructor. I have this theory over here. You can obviously Google it out, copy constructor. So what is it? It is a member function which initializes an object using another object of the same class. So basically, you can check out this example. So this is a normal constructor, parameterized, and this is a copy constructor. So point, we are using const of type of name of this class is point actually, which is this thing, and we are just passing the address of the object, right? So okay, fine. I hope you understood what it is. Even if you don't, it's okay. You can Google it out. It's really easy. So fine. After that, we have to use that box type, that is the copy constructor. So as you saw there, we have to write box, then it should be a constant. So, and after that we simply have to pass in the type, not type actually, the this thing, address of that object. So and for getting the address, and let us name it the object as B. After that, simply set everything as we did before in the parameterized constructor. So to get access to LBNH, so see, LBNH are private, so we'll have to use the methods for that. So we'll simply write b dot get length, get breadth, and get height. So obviously for that we'll have to define those functions. So let us comment this thing for now and do this thing afterwards, because we'll have to write the get length, get breadth, and get height functions for that. Okay, fine. So I shouldn't comment it out because I'm getting wrong indentation. So okay, we are not done but partial done with this. Now simply get length, get breadth, and get height. So that is easy. So int get length, and simply, but we'll define it as a constant function. So and simply return the value of L for the user. So hold on, so something seems wrong. So constant, and then return, hold on if I am not wrong, yeah, return length, and the same way we have to do the same things again and again. So int get length, get breadth, and get height. Okay, I'm getting a red thing, so I'll just comment this thing. Yeah, so still I'm getting an error here. Oh yeah, I forgot the round brackets. So yeah, and no need of this thing. Then again the same thing. So we got the length, breadth, and height, and after that we have to implement, I think, one more function if I'm not wrong. So we are done with these three. Now we have to implement one long calculate volume. So why not just copy this thing from here and paste it? Okay. Yeah. So this is the long calculate volume. It's not necessary it should be a constant. So it's okay. So simply return, the formula of volume, right? So length into the breadth and into the height. Okay, we are done with this, but there is one thing. See, and obviously it is highlighting us. So because we have to return it as type long, so just typecast it to type long. Yeah, now it is. Oh, L should not be capital. Fine. Now it should be perfect. So okay, we are done with this thing as well. But remember, we didn't particularly solve this thing. So okay, now there's no need to comment it out. So did I do something? No. So yeah, I'll just uncomment it out and L equals to B dot. Okay, see, I'm getting the methods now. So L equals to this thing, B equals to the. Fine. I think we are done with this thing. Okay, we are basically done with these constructors. Then we are done with these methods, and now is the important part or the tough part, in which we have to overload the operators. So overload operation, we have to overload this less than, I think it is less than symbol, so this sign. By let us see what we have to do. So actually if you see over here there are some types and all, you don't have to worry about them obviously, but still it's okay if you just read this code to yourself. I obviously cannot explain each and everything because the video will get too long. So to overload and any sign that or rather I'll do and I'll explain it to you all in short because that is necessary. There is one if condition over here. So see, this is the if condition. So see, this new box is also of type box and temp is also of type box over somewhere over here. So temp is also of type box. So basically these two are the objects of type box, and it is comparing objects, right? So we cannot do that. So basically I don't know if we can do that. So we are using this sign as overloader operator, and we have to basically it should return true or false, right? Because it is inside the if condition, right? So it should be either true or false. So why did I tell it to you all that it should be true or false? Because that tells me that this should be of type bool. Then to overload operator, just write operator, the less than symbol, then our constant of type box, and the this thing object. Okay, fine. Afterwards, we cannot compare two objects, right? So for that, actually, they have told something over here. Yeah, they have these three conditions. So overload this thing, less than operator for the class box. So basically, box object A can be less than object B if these conditions. So A dot is less than L, then basically these conditions. So I'll just paste them over here. But before that, let us define those variables, right? For comparing variables, we need that variable. So what to name it? Let us call it L1 for simplicity. So B dot, now we can get the length, then again int, I'll call it B2, not B2, B1 it should be. So equals to B dot get breadth, and again the same thing for height. So int h1 equals to B dot get height. Yeah. Okay, fine. Afterwards, what are we supposed to? Simply compare the conditions that they have told us. So for doing the same, we have to write a if condition. So if the conditions are as follows, so L is less than L1 or B is less than, basically the conditions that are there over here, I just basically wrote them simply in code. Fine. After that, if this is the case, then what I have to do? Simply return the value true. Fine. And after that, else what do you have to do? Simply return false. So it's okay if you don't write else, or it's okay if you write else, because obviously if that is not true, it is going to return false after that. Or obviously I told you can write this whole thing inside of else condition also. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with this. Yeah, this thing is done. Now we have to overload the operator, this thing. But this thing is actually, if you guys know, this is for getting any input. Sorry, not input, actually output. So this thing belongs to the OStream class. So actually they have told this thing over here. So why not copy this and paste it, and I'll explain you all that why did I do this thing. But one thing, we have to do this outside of the class, because this class belongs to the hierarchy actually. I'll try and explain it. Hold on. So OStream, why did I write OStream? Because there are some classes. This is the hierarchy actually. So input output stream is the base class. Then iOS is inheriting this class. Then iStream and OStream are inheriting this class. Basically, and afterwards, OStream contains the cout. What we use cout, that is the basically inheriting this thing, OStream, and iStream is for cin. So we are using cout, right? Because as I told you all that this symbol we use for output, that is cout. So we have to use OStream class for that. for that purpose we are writing ostream, okay, and then passing the address, okay, fine. After that, this thing out, this out is a variable actually, the name actually I should say, the address. So and after that, this object is of type box, obviously you guys know that. So after that, what am I supposed to do instead of this is, I think they have told us somewhere over here about that thing. Yeah, we have to overload this operator as well, which we did. We have to just simply return b dot get length, get width, and get height by using some spaces, which are yeah, single space every line. So it's okay. Let us try to implement that thing. So obviously we'll have to just simply return C out, right? So C out, what are we going to return out? So actually let us do one thing. I'll just form a variable called, oh, actually we have one variable out, right? So don't worry about it. So let us store our output likewise. So out, and then we'll store it by this thing now. So this box type b dot get length, and then we, if I'm not wrong, we have to use some space and the same thing. Okay, fine. After that, we simply have to print out the output, so which is nothing but out, and that is all. Actually, we don't have to print out, we have to return it. So that's what I did wrong. So return and out, or obviously you can return this thing, but it's more preferable or easy to understand. So I think we are pretty much done with this. Obviously you guys, if you guys have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll try to answer to it as fast as possible. Let us first of all check if our logic is right or wrong, otherwise there's no use. So I just pasted this thing, the class that I implemented, and the overloaded this thing, the whatever method overloading that I did. Let us run this code and see what happens if this thing is right or wrong. This thing is right. Now let us submit it. I hope it works. Yeah, that's all from my side. You can subscribe to my channel to get updates regarding new videos. That's all. Stay tuned and keep learning. Thank you. Oh, and I got the 4th star. Thank God. Bye.